We just raised 3.6 million.
So you mentioned that the learn to earn, some of your ways like of just educating the community. It seems like translation is really the biggest like a hurdle for the Latino community and stuff. So people in your DAO, I'm guessing like the people who work with you, they contribute by offering translation services. So take content from here and translate it in Spanish, and that's what your Zoom courses are. I mean, not Zoom, your Twitter Spaces. Like, is it more of that, or?
So yeah, in regards to the content creation part, yeah, we work with some people, and there's a lot of sort of members from all over the world, from Abu Dhabi, from Mexico, from
Wow.
Argentina, that have reached out and want to help from the content creation part.
Wow, yeah.
And then beyond that, when we do host Twitter Spaces in Spanish, it's pretty cool to have people from Colombia, from Venezuela,
That's really cool.
that are building, from Argentina, from Bolivia, and yeah. So I speak fluent Spanish. So I'm usually the co-host in Spanish, and I run that stuff. But
Yo también.
Yo también. So South American market, like you said that they have engagement with you. What do you think is the crypto landscape down there? Like as far as education, and what would it take to kind of to get that, facilitate that?
Yeah, there's a lot of, I guess, well, one-off sort of projects from in different countries. Like in Peru, there's actually a Web3 Familia member that is building out his own sort of educational platform, and we're helping him just by giving him sort of exposure, so the rest of our community can see what he's working on. Um, uh, we've worked with people from Colombia, same thing, building out different sort of aspects of the education piece, more focused towards the play to earn ecosystem.
Yep.
Same thing, translating stuff, doing podcasts and whatnot, and we leverage our sort of platform to be able to sort of expand sort of who knows them, or you know, what they're building.
Nice. Were you at any point, that's education, but now I was always wondering, with a DAO, you have the ability to take money, pull it together, and invest in things. Has that ever been like maybe an interest down the line of Web3 Familia?
Yeah,
And what kind of projects would you be looking
yeah.
at?
So I guess that goes in hand with the learn to earn model. Once we do sort of decide and choose what case study to go after, that's when we'll flip the switch with tokenomics, and figure out sort of a monetization route. But for now, we're pretty new. We're 3 months in. We're looking at case study. We're looking at what works, what doesn't. But with the learn to earn model, there's definitely a tokenomics angle to that, which will flip the switch when the time is right.
Nice, man. That's great to see that vision, and it looks like y'all working on some really exciting things coming up. And with this excitement, I bet people are wondering, like, how do I get involved with Web3 Familia if they want to contribute, for people in the audience?
Yeah, so I guess I'll repeat the mandate here. We are Latino focused, but we're not Latino exclusive. So if you're aligned with our mission about education and you care about the culture, welcome to La Familia. You don't have to be necessarily Latino. Beyond that, we're looking to be sort of the global platform for Latinos and allies to learn. So everyone's welcome. On our shows, we're Web3 Familia on Instagram and Twitter, and our website is web3familia.com.
And what contributions, like, let's say I don't speak Spanish, but I want to contribute. I know there's a lot of translation. Like, what does good contribution look like to Web3 Familia DAO?
Yeah, of course. I mean, beyond just translations, we're looking at the models of building out different guilds, whether it's marketing, whether it's partnerships, whether it's you name it, right?
Can you explain what a guild is, like for as part of a DAO? You kind of like started getting to it there, but what would you describe it as? Like, and let's compare it to something in the analog world, maybe the corporate world.
Yeah, so I guess a guild would be within investment banking would be a vertical. So sales and trading is like sort of a vertical within a bank, whereas a guild would be a vertical within a DAO, just focused on one thing and one thing only.
Nice, man. Well,
How many people are in the DAO? Sorry, Jeff.
yeah.
So the core team is five of us right now.
I love that.
So we're using Twitter as we're using Twitter as our main communication channel. We have about 3,400 people there, and within our Discord, which is our main sort of community engagement platform, we have about 1,000 people there so far.
1,000 people in the Discord.
Yeah, it's active too. I've been on the Twitter Spaces and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Very informative.
and so far we've done everything organic. We haven't done any growth hacks, zero marketing, and we're doing that on purpose because we want to be able to make sure that we build a strong foundation when it comes to everything from community engagement to the offerings that we have to the legal angle that obviously that's very technical that we're working on as well.
Hey, Christian, so when I hear Latin, as a goofy American, I assume Latin American, but it's not that, is it? Is it Latin across the world? Are you
So
you're talking about a million
within
people?
Latinos, there's Afro Latinos, there's indigenous Latinos, there's Caribbean Latinos. So
We have like 10 of them in Brooklyn.
yeah, so there you go. So that's why we as part of sort of engaging and understanding the different communities, we're looking to grow our ambassadors program because as a New Yorker, I feel like I am blessed to have grown in a very diverse county, specifically Queens, right? I grew up with the Mexican community, with the Ecuadorian community, with the Dominican community, Puerto Rican, African American. So I feel like my point of view is a little different than like the other co-founders that are maybe not so. Actually, let me take a step back. I have a sort of unique perspective that we want to make sure that we don't make decisions right from the top and assuming that they're gonna like X, Y, Z.
Right.
So the community engagement part and having ambassadors is gonna help us sort of have a wider lens and understanding what the needs are, and then obviously where
But
does it
honestly, the biggest challenge I would imagine for you is that like, you're a finance guy, you're a Web3 guy, you're a guy who understands cryptocurrency. How do you're Web3. Most of the people in America, let alone Latin Americans and every genre of human beings in this country, are not Web3. So how do you is your challenge to say, listen, I have to teach these people literally how to open up a Coinbase account and like what cryptocurrency is and then a MetaMask. Is a challenge to take people through the steps and then, hey, now you're part of a DAO and I want you to wrap your head around that.
Yeah, no, it's a
And
great
that's
question.
a difficult, right? Isn't that a difficult process?
That's a great question. So as part of, I guess, whatever model we choose to move forward with, we are very conscious that we have to care and double down on two things, which is financial literacy along with tech literacy, right?
Understanding what money is.
Right, exactly. So before you even open up a wallet, the course is going to involve something like the history of money and whatnot.
Right.
And then build from there, keeping in mind that you have to, first and foremost, financial literacy is a big challenge. They don't teach that
In general,
everybody. They don't teach you in school. So obviously, keeping in mind financial literacy with tech literacy, because if you're able to sort of wrap your head around that at a basic or fundamental level, once you enter the Web3 ecosystem, you'll be able to navigate it in a more comfortable way.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's the challenge, like I think for all of us, even at our level, watching all of us navigate. Josh is a genius. Like John is a genius. Like these guys are Web3 developers, and we still face roadblocks when it comes to tokenizing, whether we should use an NFT, whether we should tokenize the SEC, the legalities of it. So for what you're doing, it's a gigantic undertaking. Because you have to not only do it, but you have to educate people about the basics of cryptocurrency. It's a challenge, man.
So yeah, obviously there's many case studies, there's many right ways to do it, there's many wrong ways to do it. So I guess we're trying to pattern match and see what the right sort of.
Are there DAOs that you're watching right now that you're saying this is the way these guys are
That's a question, yeah.
There is a couple of them, and I'm joining a couple of them too, just to see like the landscape. A really good one that I think because they're doing a good job in English, which is rabbithole.gg. I would suggest, I'm not plugging them, I'm not working with them, but just look at what they're doing. Yeah, they're doing the right thing.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
I know
It's a whole new universe.
Yeah, it's such a crazy world we live in, and a lot of this is it's kind of experimental because people haven't really built DAOs before, like until the last 6 months. Like this is a very new concept, so we're all learning at the same time and learning together.
The biggest problem I have with the DAO is that we're cryptocurrency people. We are autonomous, faceless, anonymous. We don't want the government involved in anything. Then we create a DAO, which takes us back into the real world, which means that the real world laws apply to what we're doing. So it's like, are we decentralized or are we not? Are we centralized? So that's the hurdle, and he is literally going through it by the second. He's creating our governance and how we focus on for me, what are we? Are we decentralized? Are we cryptocurrency people? Are we like anonymous? Or are we just gonna put our face out to the world and say, we just created a token that's worth XYZ, and because we said it's worth XYZ, now the SEC is gonna come after us.
And we met on Discord.
Right, and we met on Discord.
So I guess from Denver, I was able to go to a lot of panels that were talking about DAOs. Are you off-chain? Are you on-chain? Are you decentralized? Are you not? What's the best way to go about building on a DAO, right? So because the space is so nascent, there's like no right way to do it, right? There's different.
Yeah.
It's situational with whatever it is that you're focusing on, and obviously the right way to do it is going to be different from sort of every other group doing it.
You know what it feels like, Christian? It feels like whoever makes the most money is who they're going to come after.
I think that's
right.
Grab a lot of
because you hear a lot about Lynx DAO. Lynx DAO is like the most, like, because they're going to buy a golf course, and you feel like, everybody knows that Lynx DAO made XYZ amount of money, so you think the SEC is going to come after them. That's the challenge, is how you do it from the beginning, how you position yourself. Did you guys ever consider just NFTs as opposed to tokens?
We've discussed it, but we're moving slower than most DAOs because we want to be sure to
You're not
sort of
you're moving at the same speed, brother.
Yeah.
You're not moving slow, man.
Protect ourselves from the legal point of view when we do decide, if we do decide to flip the switch to tokenomics. We want to obviously protect the core team.
Yep.
Besides that, we want to protect the community. So we're working with counsel to make sure we understand what we're getting ourselves into, and we have the proper legal wrapper on the legacy world to make sure that when and if the SEC does come after us, that we've checked the right boxes.
It just hurts my soul to hear that he's working with counsel. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. The people from CoinDesk are here tonight, and you know.
If you're anyone on the legal side,
specifically, they do articles on regulatory concerns regarding crypto, and we had the conversation before the interview, right? Like what the hell happened? We were so anonymous, we were so outside of the government. Now all of a sudden, it's like, boom! It's like we're handing it to them. That's what bothers. That's the only concern I have. Like, we're anti-government, man. This is cryptocurrency. Let's just fucking, excuse my language. Let's just say what it is, bro. Like, this is it. We are outside of the government. This is what it was meant to be. It was meant to be a revolution. So my biggest concern is to take a guy like you and what you guys are doing, to take 1 million people and onboard them into your DAO is beautiful. I suffer with the concept that in a year from now, they're like, hey, these Latinos are making money. Let's go tax them. And you know what I mean? That's what I'm worried about, man. So from the beginning, like you said, Josh, like we have to know what you're doing from the beginning. Like, what's the legal ramifications? I don't know if that's a question or just a thought, but
I mean, that's why I guess I'll just talk again about the fact that we are moving slower than most DAOs.
You're not, though, bro.
There's many people that are.
He's not moving slower than most DAOs, is he? Be honest.
Nah. The community is. I'm not saying it's quick because that definitely took time, but you've assembled a really impressive community in a short period of time.
We've grown organically, but from a core team point of view, and when it comes to the legalities of things, we're definitely doing our homework. I guess maybe it's because we do come from traditional finance, and we always are trying to protect ourselves. That we're doing that homework. We're doing that heavy lift now. and it's gonna be worth it over the long
Yeah,
term.
man.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Good luck. Google Translate is good. You know.
And like I said,
I'll look into it.
if you're a lawyer or you're legal in the crypto space, you are going to get paid the big bucks for figuring out these problems in DAOs. So
Should we open up for questions?
yeah, so I think now's a really good time to open up for questions.
I'll
for
give
the
my mic
audience.
up. Anybody want to ask any questions? Any questions out there, please?
Floor is yours.
I guess in the meantime, in the short time that we've been alive, it's pretty.
Speak for yourself, young man.
It's pretty impressive. I guess the organic growth that we've had, and we've had a lot of sort of outreach from companies, foundations, other sort of DAOs or groups that are doing something similar to us. I want to give a big shout out to like the Boys Club. They're focusing on educating women into Web3. Love what they're doing. We're looking forward to collab with them. Other good communities are like SheFi, HerDAO, and I forget other ones. I'm so sorry, but
Hair Club for Men.
so there's communities for everyone. So don't feel like you're out there just sort of navigating the Web3 ecosystem by yourself. There's a lot of communities. Reach out and find your place and find that sort of safe community that you can come and ask any questions without judgment.
How do we find you, brother?
So, like I said, across social media, Instagram and Twitter, we are at Web3 Familia, and our website is web3familia.com.
Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Nothing? We answer. Oh, come on, come
We
on,
have a
come
couple
on, come
on
on,
the
come and
line,
see us.
please.
Take my mic. Can I bring this here? All right. Easy, bro. Yeah, come here. All right. If you don't mind. Nice jacket, bro. Thanks. You ain't playing games.
All right.
What's playing games? What? You ain't playing games?
No, I'm not. What's your opportunity cost
What's my opportunity cost?
in what you're doing right now? Educating people in Web3
Right.
and getting them into the DAO.
Right.
What is it that they're not doing and doing that, and how does that affect you?
Like I think he's saying if there's something you're missing
You
out
weren't
on.
doing something right now.
So let's say
What
you're
would
not
be happening?
Right, it's just lack of information, lack of guidance, right? There's lack of structured sort of programming out there, or there's like lack of a safe community that you can go and ask questions, right?
Okay.
So if we didn't exist, still people would be a little lost, wouldn't know where to go. Our community offers sort of that safe space where we sort of, as people that have been in crypto for longer than most, can curate content, can sort of guide you towards the right direction of like what's a good project, what's not a good project, what sort of information you should be looking at and whatnot. So,
Thank you.
no problem.
I think we had another one over there. We had another question to the left. Nope. Okay. Please come right up.
Hello. This is great. Okay.
Hello.
So forgive me, TJ, because
That's okay.
I didn't hear all of your questions, but I heard you asking about the United States and the challenges that comes from educating people here in the U.S. and elsewhere in what we call developing economies. And I was wondering what the advantages are, because from my experience talking to people who have immigrated and have gone through the experience of living in different parts of the world, there actually tends to be more of an open-mindedness towards crypto because of the fact that these people are sending money across borders, and they're like having to problem solve in different ways. And so they often are like tend to be more literate around crypto, more excited about it, and like much more like primed and ready to talk about it than a lot of people that are living in like say Tennessee or like Middle America. So I was curious to know your perspective on that.
No, it's a great question. I mean, two good case studies could be Argentina and Venezuela, who were early adopters of blockchain because of the instability of their currency, and obviously, holding whatever currency they have, they would, it would lose value quick. So, in order to maintain value, they adopted stable coins early on, and it's pretty cool to see sort of a country like Venezuela, a country like Argentina, sort of big players in the cryptocurrency game. A lot of Web3 talent is coming out of those countries, and they didn't do it because Web3 was solving a first world problem. They were doing it because it was affecting their livelihoods and like affecting them from an economic point of view. So yeah, I guess does that answer the question?
Okay, do we have any more questions? Any more from the crowd?
What are you drinking for the rest of the night?
Tequila, right?
Let's go.
I guess just to wrap up, thank you guys for having me. Obviously, this community.
Wait, we got Mike over there. Please come right up. Do not be shy at all. There you go.
What's up? I noticed that you said that you kind of avoided growth hacking when it came to building your Discord, and I was just wondering, was that important to you to purposely not do that, and do you see you kind of keep going on the organic way in the future?
We did that on purpose because we are a lean team. Everyone's doing this part time, and we didn't want to sort of. There's many Discords out there that have 100,000 people, and it's like you can't even read the chat. Like, how do you put community that way? So yeah, we did that on purpose because we sort of we're not doing a money grab. We're literally building a community. And what's been pretty cool and fascinating is that there's people joining our Discord that have our entry level knowledge to like senior developers, and organically they're helping each other out, whether it's I don't know technical knowledge that the creators don't have, or sort of technical talent that needs help with marketing or sales, right? So it's been a sort of a beautiful organic match, made match in heaven. Yeah, so we didn't do growth hack on purpose, but now that we have the legal, well, we look to finalize our legal structure and we have extra funding, we're definitely gonna do some growth hacks to scale.
Nice. That's a beautiful progression. I like how you guys really took your time and did it with the core team, and then are looking to grow after that. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, I think we're good. Before we part, I want to just make a final announcement. If you're going to the bar, remember to go get your POAPs from Abby over here, Becca, or Andre, I'm not sure, or Andre back there. It's a digital NFT. What it'll allow you to do is if you get it on your phone, you show it to the bar, they're gonna give you a discount on drinks and food. So we can't be Web3 Familia, we can't be all Web3 if we're not using the technology. So let's start getting that going. Do we have any other announcements?
So I can wrap up if you want.
What's up?
I can wrap up if you want.
Okay, go for it.
So thank you everybody for having me here today. Obviously, Web3 Familia is still new. We're learning as we go, and always looking for contributors, always looking for people that want to sort of explore partnerships. Actually, I want to provide some offer today that we're looking to host sort of the first multi-chain Latino-focused conference here in the United States. We're still trying to decide and figure out logistics, but it should be coming up in the fourth quarter of this year. So if anybody wants to talk on that and maybe explore partnerships, please do come up and happy to talk.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Like, mark your calendars, get ready for that. Just fourth quarter, just leave it open. But that's gonna sound fun. Conferences are a lot of fun. I mean, that's how I met Christian, and I'm sure if he had that energy back at DeFiCon, it's gonna be tenfold at the conference that he plans. So
maybe Bad Bunny shows up.
Maybe Bad Bunny shows up, Ozuna, like we can just get appearances and we all start getting on the dance floor. So, all right, thanks everybody for coming, and